Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where I am talking and guiding you through my whole journey of creating my own business while working full-time. To my person, my name is Kai. I'm working in the game industry for over a decade now, and I decided to take the leap and just try to get my own business going while doing full-time work and basically get going while I'm doing all the stuff, figuring it out and sharing my knowledge to you so you can maybe do the same, learn from me, or I can learn from you. Everything related to this, you can find it in the comments. So let's jump right into it. So let's start with the YouTube channel as itself. What I did the last week was producing content, trying to get comfortable with talking in front of the camera, while also shaping my editing skills a bit, because let's be honest, they are a little bit rusty since the last time I did this. And I did this for an Instagram channel for the company where I worked on. So I only captured content from the game and started editing this and making it let's not say clickbait, but kind of engaging for new users to come in and wishlist the game. So this is a whole new format for me, and it's still a little bit weird to talk about things that are not specifically game related, because I cannot talk from on the spot about things. I have to think about what to say, how to put it, and maybe even about the explanation, I have to do some research. Anyway, I figured out that editing my videos takes a lot of time, even though I'm not doing much, but just recording, thinking about the content, thinking about the script is eating a lot of time that I actually don't want to put into this, because the YouTube channel is just a part of the documentation. It's not directly related to the business. It's just there for me to compare myself with the week before and to document myself and my progress. So I am going to probably outsource this. I've talked to some people about the pricing range, how much time it would take to incorporate the stuff that I want, because I don't want to have a lot of editing. I want it to be raw and personal and kind of touching, because we can get in touch with each other and talk about stuff. So heavy cuts, heavy editing is not needed. But I definitely will outsource this in the future. It's not too expensive, depending on who you're asking or who you're working with or what your needs are. This can range from $50 for a full video, or maybe $5 to $10 an hour. It's completely dependent, and you have to make a deal with the person you're about to work with. But anyway, since I don't want to have a lot of edits, and it's going to be most 2 to 3 things that have to be cut out or put together, some music underlay, this is going to be a really fast edit. I just don't want to do it. So about the website, or better said, the landing page, we had a meeting again with that person that is coding the page for me, and we decided to scrap the initial design. So I was really focused on getting things right and making this page just really when someone joins the page and they're trying to figure out what is this all about, or I'm doing some marketing, I'm running an ads campaign and trying to get the leads on that page, and people need to figure out what exactly is this about. They join the page, have a look at the front page, and need to figure out what is going on here. What am I looking at? What's the purpose of me being here? What's the benefit? This was not straightforward with the initial design. So we just decided to take things easier, to step a bit down from the over-expensive, overdone page to something more narrow and more reachable for the majority of people. That meant that we had to postpone finishing the landing page. We actually wanted to do this by the end of January, and now it's probably the end of February and into March. But at the same time, I'm not stressing too much about this again. I thought I would be faster in growing my audience and generating the content for that page, but it actually takes a lot of time. So if I have to put it into a percentage, I'm 10% in of what I wanted to have done before the page launches. So it's just better to take more time into the design, take more time into the UI and UX for the potential customer base, and also put more time into building the content that is going to be presented on the page. So that being said, my initial goal was a little bit too, how do you call it? I wanted to be too fast, too pacey, and to grow too much in the initial state already. So having this postponed another like 6 weeks or so, or even 8 weeks, relaxes everything a bit more, because I can more focus on growing my audience and getting used to like being full-time doing this. Also because I'm not paying for that page or for the creation of that website yet, I'm not worried too much about like giving it a little bit more time, because in the end it's going to be better. So I don't need to stress or bother with it. Also, one thing we learned along the way when talking about the new design is something that is called Lottie animations. I had no idea about it, but generally it's it's a file format that is specifically output from After Effects, from Adobe After Effects, and it's there to like keyframe an animation based on your scrolling behavior on a website. Which means I'm just going to like showcase an example here. Basically, you start scrolling with your mouse, and that animation that you rendered before is going to be scrolled forward or backwards depending on where you're scrolling. So you can make your website pretty much dynamic and interactive with just a basic offline animation that is happening there, and it doesn't have to be like hyper responsive or aware of where you're putting your mouse and all that fancy stuff. Like you can just cut it out and get really good results with just that animation. And because I'm proficient in Blender and I also like know some basics of After Effects, I can pretty much design the whole website, render it out into that Lottie format, give it to my website designer, and we are more or less done, because the whole website is going to be like I said, pretty basic. Just the animation stuff is going to be the hard stuff, and now it's all done by me. So about the camera equipment that I talked about in the last video that I need to purchase, I'm going to have enough money saved within starting next month. So at the first week of February, I'm going to buy all that equipment, and I'm going to be finally able to like really capture everything that I want. And I've seen so many surfaces, so many smudge and grunge, because I'm really trying to like get a sense of what I can turn into a product potentially for the customers. So being in touch with all those people that are probably hopefully going to buy my stuff or subscribe to my to the business later on. That helped to shape more the idea of what people really need or people really want. And the more I did this last week, the more I am confident that having that equipment and the camera is going to be a huge improvement, and it's going to unlock like the very basic needs that I have to build the catalog of assets that I want to sell later on. Talking about money, I managed to finish my latest custom node for Substance Designer this week. The reason I built this, even though it's not directly related to what I want to do in the business, is because my last tool actually made some money. Like, not a lot, but it's quite a good start and quite a good, a buffer for things that I might need to spend money on. For example, the hosting package for my website, which was like about $80. I doubled that in already just with selling my last tool. So I figured out it would be good to like spend a little time that I have spare in between, and also and not get too bored with like all the stuff that I need to do anyway every day. So having a little bit of alternative work was really fun and relaxing as well. And I managed to finish it. It was a work of about 2 months that I spent on it. You're going to have the link down there in the description. Please be sure to check it out. There is a free version with it, where I share a lot of stuff that might be useful for you. And I also wrote a really comprehensive blog post for LinkedIn, which is also going to be linked down there, where I'm explaining all the stuff and all the math and logic behind what I built there. Again, this is like, I want to earn a little bit of money with it because I can spend it on smaller stuff. But also it's really helpful to generate more content that I can use to post on LinkedIn or on other socials to get in discussions with people. So increasing my audience, increasing my reach is essentially done by content I generate. And these tools are slaughterable, if that's a word. Like you can generate a lot of posts and a lot of discussion pools and whatnot from it. By just finishing it. So I have content to post on LinkedIn for about a week or two. So this also helped me to cut down the time that I need to figure out what to post today, how to engage more with people, by just talking more about the work that I do and be really transparent about what I do. Because sharing knowledge in the end is one of the key aspects why people would follow you on ArtStation or on LinkedIn as well, because they want to get something out of their time. Like they're clicking on your profile, they're going to your feed, and when they're trying to get a sense of is this something that is worth my time, you better have some posts there continuously that are providing a lot of knowledge, benefits, free stuff, ideas, discussions, so people spend more time on your profile and actually think about following you or getting in touch with you. And since I want to grow my audience mainly on LinkedIn, this is naturally an important step. So building that tool was not only there to generate some money or earn some money, but also have some fun and also generate more content that I can post. The last thing that happened this week was I had another meeting with a different colleague about a software idea that I had a while ago. And I don't know if I talked about this in the last video, but basically, I had an idea for a tool that is going to help me cut down the amount of work that I need to put into this business and put into the catalog of the assets that I'm building. But I figured out it might be worth a shot to just focus on that software alone. So usually when you start out a business, it's common that the initial idea is something that might be good, or you feel it might be good, but you're not exactly hitting your target customers. You're not exactly hitting the market that you're trying to hit. So because I still don't know if that's the case for me, I want to have different opportunities, different ideas, and also different products that I can maybe shape the business to. I'm still trying to pursue the initial idea that I had and the initial way that I wanted to go. But it's good to have a plan B or even a plan C or plan D. And while all these things that I'm thinking about and all these smaller projects that I'm trying to do with different people are manageable in between the stuff that I'm doing anyway, and are also helping me produce the content that I want for my plan A, I feel I'm in a very good spot. And the more we talk about this, the more I feel this is actually getting a hang of it, and it's kind of connecting each other. So about the idea, again, I'm not going to reveal my secrets because, again, I feel this is a good idea and I might be potentially building a business out of it. But essentially, it's an AI-backed tool that is going to help me to refine some textures, create some textures, and also clean them up. So everything related to the products that I'm aiming to sell is maybe going to be automated one day. So we're spending some time and research in there if that's doable and trying to build a prototype. So let's talk about numbers and metrics. I think last week I had about 14,000 impressions on LinkedIn. This time we're about 8K. It went down a little. I made a separate video about this, why I think that's the case. I'm going to put it somewhere here. The main reason why less impressions happened is because I feel like there has been kind of a shadow ban. I know it's kind of mythical and shouldn't happen, but for some reason, a lot of my posts, I think 3 of them weren't even shown to my audience. They were just completely missed out. No one even got pushed to this. No one even knew about it. I've talked to some people if they've seen this or if they got notified, and it didn't happen. So I missed out on Like I made 6 posts this week and 3 of them just didn't get any reach. So we might not, I might not have hit 14,000 or more if that wouldn't be the case, but it definitely was a downer. However, I managed to gain another 100 followers, which is insane. Like, according to the metrics, it's 16% more than even the week before, despite having 3 posts that didn't even get some reach. So this is actually running really good. YouTube, on the other hand, didn't do a lot. I tried to post some shorts, which one of them was like really off topic and not helping the channel at all. But it managed to get the most views, so maybe I'm just doing the wrong content, we'll see. Anyway, I gained like, I think 2 followers, which is whatever, but it's something, right? And I managed to get about, I think, like 600, 700 views or a little bit more regarding the last short that I posted about my tool. Anyway, it's not a lot, but some people are watching it. So thank you very much for everyone that is watching this, because this is actually helping me a lot. And it makes fun to see that people are engaging with my content. Right. And that being said, if we now talk about, I always want to do some breakdown about how did my socials evolve? How did like the business, if I can measure it in any way, evolve, good or bad, obviously. In terms of money, this week didn't happen a lot. Like I have the same to do with buying the camera as last week. And I didn't invest in anything this week. So we're kind of even, like nothing changed. And I didn't gain anything because I didn't make any sale for my tools yet. Also not for the last one. Right, so speaking of that, I grew my audience a bit on LinkedIn, a little bit on YouTube, which is great, but other than that, no changes. Anyway, this is actually about it. This was week 6 of creating my own business while working full-time. I hope I put everything down there in the comments, and I'm going to see you in the next video in about a week.